Okay, thank you all for being here again. So just to reiterate what took place a little bit earlier for those who weren't here, just prior to 8:30 this morning at about 8:20, a male individual in his 20s or 30s, we actually have identified him now as James Ramsey Kameyer. James, common spelling, Ramsey, R-A-M-S-E-Y, Kameyer, K-A-M-M-E-Y-E-R. Date of birth is 11/14 of 73. Walked into the police lobby and approached the officer working the desk and the records clerk also working the desk, with his hands in his pockets and asking the officer to come out from the secured area and speak with him in the lobby. The officer thought that his behavior was suspicious, asked him to remove his hands from his pockets, and at one point in time the subject appeared to turn his back to the officer and pulled a handgun from his pant pockets. The subject then turned, pointed the weapon at the officer and at the records clerk located in the secured area. Short conversation ensued with our officer getting on the radio and calling for assistance. Multiple officers were inside the building at the time and responded to that area to lend assistance. And obviously the officer involved felt that the threat was such that he needed to take action, and shots were fired. I can't confirm yet how many shots were fired still. I can confirm that the subject has been hit by gunfire. The injuries appear non-life-threatening at this time, and it appears he was hit by multiple rounds. I can't give you an exact count yet. To reiterate, no officers were injured in this event, and the civilian records clerk also working in there was uninjured. Our officers have located a motorcycle belonging to the subject. At this point in time, it appears that he may have come here on that motorcycle. We do have the tracks train shut down for the moment, but are hoping to be able to release that soon. And are there any other questions?
Do we know what his motive was? What he was talking about?
We don't have any motive right now, just that he was asking the officer to come out into the lobby and speak to him.
Does it say that the shots were fired from outside of the building? Were the shots fired outside
Shots were
or
fired
inside?
from inside the lobby, from the officer inside the lobby.
Did he shoot it?
I can't confirm whether he actually shot or not.
Can you talk about the distance between the officer and the suspect when the shooting occurred?
The lobby itself is not that big. 20-25 feet is the greatest distance. I can't speak to where his position was exactly.
Does it have to be removed on the subject?
As far as I know, yes.
So was one of the officers, Jason, that came from behind the glass, or someone who was maybe come out there from the nearby stairwell?
There are other access points, and we believe that's where the officer came that engaged.
One officer fired or multiple?
At this time, one officer appears to be fired.
Sorry, to be clear, it was not the officer who came out from behind the glass.
Correct.
It was another officer approaching
Correct.
the scene.
There was another officer in the building who heard the call on the radio and came to assist us.
Was there any other, I guess, level of communication other than he was just generically trying to draw the officer out, or did he say something more specific?
I don't have that information. I expect that we'll know that a little bit more once our officers are in.
What do you know about the suspect, Mr. James Ramsey? What was the camera?
We do have recent history with Mr. Kameyer. As recent as December of 2012, our officers responded on a suicidal call from a man who was claiming that he wanted to die, was cutting on his wrists, and told our officers at that point in time, back in December, that he wanted to die suicide by cop. The officers who responded on that call were able to talk him down and have him drop the knife, and he was taken to Pioneer Valley Hospital on that date. At that point in time, he had told our officers that he wanted to die because he was a registered sex offender and his wife was taking his kids from him. We don't know that that's his motive now, but again, we expect more information.
What date was it?
We don't have the exact date, December 2012. It's the most recent history we have. That's all the information I have for you right now.
One more question. What about what if anything did officers do outside here on the train you're talking about? Officers coming out.
As a standard procedure, we would clear the area just to make sure that there are no other people hiding around the building or otherwise involved. We're going to look for, obviously, due to recent events, any suspicious packages or anything on the exterior of the building. It's a public safety issue. We want to make sure that the rest of the public is safe.
You know more about the confrontation when the other officers came down to the lobby? Did the suspect wave his gun at him or point it at him? Or
I'm not sure whether the suspect actually saw the officers or if he was totally focused on the officer behind the secured area. I can't comment as to what took place there. I wasn't.
Would you know what made the officer fire feel that he needed to?
Well, pointing a gun at our officers and our records.
So you were still pointing a gun at the record?
I believe so.
And to be clear, that officer had come around the glass and was face to face with him?
I don't know that.
Okay, so he possibly could have still been behind the glass with the gun raised at him.
Good, yes.
Okay.
Can you confirm that spelling?
K-A-M-M-E-Y-E-R.
K-A-M-M-E-Y-E-R.
Yes.
Was the parents trying to play anything?
Not that we're aware of. Our officers our detectives will look over the tracks. One more thing, we would obviously anticipate that our lobby is going to be closed and just ask that anybody who would normally report things to the police department by coming in, they contact dispatch through the dispatch line at 801-840-4000.
So the only shots fired, to be clear, were inside.
Inside the lobby, nothing else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.